When you're falling, I'll be there above all.
Oh, the fewer heroic minions we have, the better.
What was that?
Hey.
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 There's everyone's favorite celebrity.
Hey.
I'm on the news now.
Hey.
Boo.
Very nice. Okay. So, seeing as we have it here, right? Yes. Now, does everyone recall where we left off last time?
Some stuff
I
happened.
believe where we left off exactly was that we'd all split up to do a bunch of different things, actually.
Bowling.
I think it was basically just the end of the day at that point.
We had gone bowling.
Yes.
Bowling and Scrap being Scrap and Arsenal doing...
Yeah. So, seeing as we left off with bowling last
And
time.
Walter going through an existential crisis.
Yeah.
Not existential.
With his one chair.
It was introspective, if anything. I know who I am. I don't understand you people.
I mean, why do you all have more than one chair? I don't get it. You only need the one.
That's
Look,
the real
My
question.
best friend has never come to my house. Why do I need more than one chair?
But I literally hop over there. Literally across the buildings.
Yeah, you also admitted you're not my best friend, so...
Who's your new best friend? I'll kill him!
He's
Okay.
Arsenal. You already said it to everybody. The world. The
Yeah.
world knows that Arsenal is your best friend.
Yeah. So, what would you guys discuss when you went to this? I assume it's a somewhat upscale bowling alley, considering your location. You'd go through, buy a couple shoes, rent a lane, and what would you guys talk about? Just some banter? Or...
Well, first I'd ask why he bought shoes. You know they rent them here. Also, you can make stuff.
Well, one, this isn't the first time I've gone bowling. And two, these are designer shoes, I'll have you know.
What?
Designer bowling shoes.
I think technically they're all designer shoes, because someone designed them.
Right, but these are special. These are like, these are high class. Just take a look at this. You can see, like, the embedded laces right here. Oh, it's just fantastic. They're so comfy.
They and if you're going for less traditional bowling shoes, they do have auto lacing shoes now.
Yeah, now the
Ooh,
coats
yes,
can
these
dry
are
themselves.
exactly that.
And if
They
you're
just
really
do it
gonna,
on their own. It's
Your
fantastic.
jacket is now dry.
and if you go really out there, there's auto bowling balls too.
You just put them down and they just roll towards it and you get a strike every time.
To be fair, I would expect
My
that if
money
I
did
was here with
that.
Arsenal.
So,
Yeah,
well,
go if you could just
The
roll
last
the ball
time I
for me.
tried creating shoes, though, I ended up with sandals.
yeah. So, if you guys care about the outcome at all, I could have you roll some opposing sleight of hand checks.
Oh boy, let's do some agility.
Or would it be athletics?
Sleight of hand would be dexterity, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you got in that? Because I got 0, so...
I got -1, baby.
Let's see.
Wait a second. I have quickness 20. Do I have not all the time in the world to try and adjust my aim?
Well, you could have all the time in the world to
Spend all
adjust
the
the
time you
aim.
want staring at the lane. It doesn't make you any
Yeah.
better. I know this as an empirical fact.
Unless you want to cheat and just like zip the ball right up to the pins, it wouldn't help you too much.
You know what? If I don't think Ben is cheating, then I'm not gonna cheat.
How do you know
But
he's
A
not
it's
cheating?
distinct
cheating if
lack
it's
of
natural,
godly
you can
powers
do
of
that.
bowling.
Yeah.
Oh, we said dexterity? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, or if you whatever you have in a. Okay, so both of you don't bowl a very good game. but Walter manages to edge you out a little bit at the end.
You know,
No
maybe if I ever learned how to not do gutter balls 3 times in a row, that'd really help my game.
Did you ever watch that show where that one Nerdist celebrity takes everybody bowling?
Yeah, I think I remember the episodes.
Yeah, I was on the Amazon team.
God damn it. Yeah.
I think we lost.
Yeah, we basically do casual banter, more or less.
Yeah. So like casual banter, bit of bonding, trying to repair the grievous injury of not acknowledging your best friend.
Or specifically calling him not your best friend.
Oof. So as you two are bowling, what would Scrap be up to on this fine night?
Scrap would, let's see, it's night. He'd probably find some place to sleep, probably in like the same place he was that the first time, you know, that abandoned building.
Yeah.
It's on the second floor. And he'd realize that he's just not tired. He just can't actually go to sleep. And while a little worrying, he's mostly chalking it up to the fact that maybe it's just nerves, something, whatever. Maybe a walk will clear his head. Something. He's mad about things. He's always mad about things.
Yeah.
So he's just go for a nice big old stroll through Cote Noir. He knows people. People know him. And they know that now they can't give him shit. Well,
Yeah.
violent shit.
Yeah, violent shit.
They can yell at him all he wants.
Yeah. As you're walking around, the construction is continuing on a new housing block nearby where you are. You can see the big construction robots tearing up the like old kind of crumbling houses and like paving down new areas. And it's these things have been going like 24 hours a day. There's only like a couple workmen on site, and it's not exactly the most pleasant sounding thing as they're grinding away at the historic architecture. But
Listen, I mean, I'm not going to stop a man that's working. I mean, it's a robot, but they're working.
yeah,
Gotta do a job. Gotta make a paycheck.
yeah.
So I'll do what everyone else does. I'll put my hands over my ears and walk by.
Yeah.
Because
So-
it's just like, ugh.
So you walk by, not too much. Like no one heckles you, no one gives you any trouble, guys. And most people that you recognize as kind of rabble rousers do give you a bit of a wider berth, especially since actually, one guy comes up to you, and you recognize him as like what's the name that can come off?
What kind of dude is he? Is he just a punk?
He's a string bean of a man. And
People just call him Beanpole. They don't even know what beans are, but they know
Yeah.
what Beanpole means. It's really stick man.
Yeah. Beanpole's walking by with a 6-pack in one hand, and he says, "Hey, Scrap! Saw you on the boob tube not too long ago. How do you manage that? Saw you sneaking away in the back."
Oh, son of a bitch!
Always trying to get away from the spotlight, huh?
I mean, I'm doing it for you guys, man. If they find out that I'm stuck here, they're gonna, I don't know, someone's gonna tear up this place, and you might get in the crossfire. I mean, you'll be able to dodge most of the bullets because you got nothing to you, but you know, sometimes people get lucky.
And you gotta be there. All I gotta do is turn sideways. Anyway, you want something for this new hero work? And he like holds up the 6-pack.
Oh,
Dog.
dogs! The dogs are here. Run!
Oh no! Wait, don't come my way. There's more dogs over here.
There's more dogs. No. Wait, whose dog was that? Was that Fweeze?
Give me
Yeah,
one
that's
second.
Okay, no, you're fine. No worries.
Honestly, I should just like have a default like dog in every single game. Just have a sheet ready to just like pull out.
Just in case.
Okay.
Maybe I
It's
should get a
okay.
minion dog.
Minion dog.
Just make it immortal and indestructible and does nothing else. Just as there being a dog.
It's just there.
It's just there. It's just a cute pup that's been around for 300,000 years.
First there was Bennu, then there was Benumzies, and now there's Bennu Pup.
Bennu pup.
Can but yeah, I'll grab one. I'll take one off your hands. I'm pretty sure you worked hard for that.
It's like, there you go.
Swill.
That'll put some hair on your chest.
Yeah, get out of here. And I take it from him and I continue my walk. I just stay out of trouble. All right, there's.
It's
Oh
like-
shit.
Your wish is my command, mighty scrap. And he like dances away.
Wait, Beanpole, 1 second,
What?
buddy. Here, come on, for 5 seconds. This is
What?
serious business. Focus on me, okay?
Oh, yeah?
All right. So, I'm associated with those people on the news loosely. Okay, you with me on this one so far?
Yeah.
One of them may have done some really bad shit and may have made the Ordris and those Liberty bastards really mad. And they might just be going at it soon. I know you know people people know like you better more than they like me on most occasions. So can you just start spreading the word a little bit and make people, not stay out so late at night, keep an eye out for more suspicious individuals, groups of them? Because it's about to get really crazy in the next few days, I think.
All right, Scrap. If you think it's serious, then I'll see what I can do.
Listen, if I'm wrong, nothing happens. And at most, I just make a bunch of people worried for nothing. If I'm right, then I might be able to save someone without me being there.
I see what you mean. I'll talk to the guys.
Thanks, Beanpole. You're good people. You're up there with Walnut Bob in my book.
Oh, Walnut Bob. Well, that is a compliment.
All right, good luck, man. Have a good night.
See you around. He's going to yank another can off the 6-pack. He's going to crack it open. We'll walk it down the street.
That's quality people right there.
No one cares about drinking in public.
No one does. Everyone else is doing it. It's great.
Yep.
But Scrap will hold on to the can. He won't crack it just yet.
Okay. And in what direction do you generally wander towards? Do you wander more towards the wait, let me get the map out here.
Yeah, let's break out the map and I'll be able to give you a better description.
Bam.
Ah!
There we go.
There we go.
So you would be around I'd say around this area.
I'm going to start working my way. Let's see it. So I just want to make sure I got this all right. So it was like Dock Industrial District was the Providny, and the Reichsglen was the nice place. No, Alpina was the nice place.
Alpina's a nice place right here. Reichsglen is industrial. Côte Noire has some industrial, but it also has a lot of like transportation and commercial areas. Privnity is pretty crappy, but it does deal with a lot of like the energy and like domestic production.
Oh, okay. So what I'll be doing is that if I'm like here-ish, I'll slowly work my way, because Scrap will figure out that he's just, no matter how long he's actually walking for, he's not getting like sleepy. Like, yeah, he might get a little winded, but he's not sleepy at all, and it's weird.
Oh, no.
Mechanically gave him immunity to need for sleep, and he doesn't know it.
Oh no.
So he's going to start working his way kind of towards the coast, kind of spreading the word to people he can trust. Just letting him know, kind of putting out the stranger danger shit going on.
Yeah. So as you're walking around, you walk under an underpass. It gets quite dark, and you're thinking about your next location. I assume a little bit of a dive called like Toad in the Hole. And you're walking on this underpass, it's like, oh man, yeah, I gotta get there. There are a bunch of fellas over there. And then you kind of like sway on your feet a little bit, and then suddenly you just turn the corner and it's right there. It's pretty weird because you usually remember it being a bit longer walk than that, but
I mean, yeah, I was close, but I mean, it's the night. I'm never very good at walking around at night, so I always lose track of myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll pop open the door as nice as night. Like, I won't slam it open, but I'll normally open doors. How normal
Yeah.
people do it.
Open the door.
I will open the door.
There's
So how busy is it tonight? Is it just the normal wage people, the factory workers and stuff?
yeah, it's like a Wednesday night, so
Uh-huh.
it's fairly bustling. But yeah, it's just like factory workers, a lot of dock workers, some of the people around your area.
Okay.
Yeah, the bartender recognizes you. You know, he knows you don't really buy anything, so he doesn't really have a problem with you being there.
I
But
don't cause that much trouble. I only cause
yeah.
trouble if the trouble causes on me.
Yeah,
It's
so
only reciprocal.
yeah, he looks up. He's at your kid. He's like, oh, he's about to say something. He recognizes it's you, then goes back to polishing a glass.
Perfect. I'm gonna kind of beeline it for the bartender.
All
You know,
right.
wave if anyone says hey or something, but don't say anything until I get to the bartender.
Yeah. So you managed to make it to the bar mostly unmolested by the other patrons.
Oh Jesus.
No, unbothered.
I know, but it's always funny. All right, let's see here. So I'll pull myself onto one of the, I can only assume, are very shoddy stools.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Scrap,
Yes,
what can I get for you?
You can, you know me. I don't nothing tonight. Maybe some other time. But I gotta talk to you about something very serious. And he's kind of refined his pitch throughout the whole night because the first time it was a little dicey. He's all right. Some people I know may have messed with both the Ordris and those Liberty whatevers. And a lot of shit's gonna start going down the next few days, I have a feeling. And if I know you see a lot more people than I do, and you're better at talking to them than I am, just be careful and make sure others are careful. If you see anything crazy, anything like a group of Ordris or some of those Liberty guys running around, can you call me? Can I give you my number and you can call me? Like this is serious stuff.
Well, sure, but if I want to keep your voice down, I have it under good authority that this place hasn't exactly been liberty free lately.
I'm sure I'm not the first one to insult them, whether behind their back or otherwise. But I understand it.
Yeah, they broke Timmy's fingers.
Timmy, what'd he do?
Oh, Timmy, kind of mouthing off a bit. Can't really blame him, honestly.
I can't blame him, but damn it, Timmy. You had one job.
Yeah, well, he was always pretty shit at that, so.
Yeah, fair. But yeah, and so I'm gonna scribble my phone number down on like a napkin. Be like, if anything just seems a little out of place, like not just one or two, but a little like a group, and they seem like they're going to go do something that doesn't seem right. Please just let me know.
Well, all right. Thanks for the tip. And he's gonna take the paper. He's gonna get a nail out from underneath the counter. You don't know why he has that. He's gonna lift up his robot arm and he's gonna pound it into the wall behind them amongst a bunch of other notes.
I mean, all right, that works. Okay, I have a long night ahead of me, so stay safe out there.
Yeah, you too. Although, because I don't need to tell you that, and he looks at the arm.
Yeah, man. He's gonna pop off and just continue his rounds and eventually make his way back to where he was staying before, and see if he can't get some sleep.
And Arsenal, how about you?
Well, if I'm trying to remember where we left off with me. Weren't we? Wasn't there some? I remember. There's a low-level search for one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Not an active search. I don't remember who it was though.
It was Yeoman, the guy who got away.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, low-level search for Yeoman. I don't think we had any other active searches going on.
No. Could you have been trying to? Because the last thing I specifically remember was you having the heart-to-heart with Benunzis on top of a big tower.
Yeah. So he's feeling a little bit better for that, but not great. And then there was also the talk about scrap. So that's scrap's kind of on his mind a little bit, but probably what's been eating up most of his night was he's been running some upgrades into the system, and he's finally managed to get the first level of the strength enhancers online. So he's got that finally. Hey, Scrap, about how late do you think it would be when you finally get your character finally gets back to his and finishes his rounds kind of thing? What he's doing?
His abode in quotation marks.
Yeah.
Oh man, let's see. He'd probably be out pretty early in the morning, actually. So probably 3:30, maybe 4. Côte d'Ivoire is a big place. He's got a lot of things to do.
Yeah. I can
A
see
lot of
that.
little people to warn.
Yeah. And I can see my character being up that late, having been working on the suit and thinking about things and just distracted with a couple of projects. So yeah, you get a text, just a text, say, "Hey, if are you awake? And can I call you?"
Okay, you get this back because he's still figuring it out. So hold on, 3 seconds here. Sorry, this is very important.
It's flavor text.
Yeah.
Let's see, where would he be at this time? While
you're typing that, can I ask a quick question about the map?
Sure.
What is the very light blue supposed to represent?
Oh, it's the same blue. The blue that I got was graded, so it's actually all the same.
Oh, enforcement zones.
Dark
They're all enforcement zones then.
Yes.
Okay.
And I believe enforcement zones also meant Ordris. This location.
Yes, it is an area with higher Ordris presence, but also city security forces.
Well, I just rather meant like the Berg in that area below Rice Glen are all blues, but they're different blues. So I thought they might have meant something different.
No, it's just a graded color used for it. But pretty much if you're in blue, you don't really have to worry about any sort of crime. It's very secure, that area. So of course, Central Berg has a lot of. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
It was a small. It was the 733rd was a precinct, and the fact that they had like one guy there, and he just kind of tell people like we're like someone comes in and is like, oh, someone's my purse. He goes, we'll work on it.
Yeah.
It was a community project that just worked out terribly. Because that man lasted like maybe a week before he was transferred out, and they never sent anyone back in.
All right, so after taking a few minutes of translating that,
just what the hell is this?
Epic translate. Oh, okay. But you get a phone call, and it's from Arsenal's line. It's the secure line he set up.
I'll answer it, I suppose.
Hey, at least you're not asleep. I didn't want to wake you up with this, but I've been busy working on stuff, and I got to thinking. I have a bit of room here in the warehouse. I got an extra bed and some other space and that sort of stuff, and I thought since we're kind of working together and that sort of stuff, I thought I'd be friendly and see if you wanted to crash here.
Everyone's trying to get scrap off the streets.
The difference is I'm offering, not saying, here, let me make your life better. I'm saying, here's an opportunity. It's yours if you want.
To be fair, last time Scrap asked me for a place and then rejected it later.
Some stuff changed his opinion of you along the way, but we're fine. Okay, Scrap's gonna. There's a brief, there's a beat. Do you have space for a friend? Have you seen? Have I shown you my friend yet?
I have not seen Pyle yet. I have not seen Pyle yet. Well, I mean, it's a warehouse. If I don't have room right now, I got some room I can expand a little bit more. You guys might have to, double up for a little while.
He doesn't sleep.
Okay.
I don't think. You know, that sounds fine, but it's a long way from me to you. And actually, this could work out great.
Okay.
Can I swing by to? I guess he looks over. He looks kind of like looks at the horizon. He can barely see the sun. He goes, "Can I show up this morning?"
Mm, yeah.
You know,
I'll let
hold
Epic
on.
know that you've got. I'll let Epic know you got authority to come in. I may be
Is
crashed
this-
by the time you got here.
Is this place supposed to be secret?
Uh,
Because I can guarantee that if I show up with my friend, it won't be secret anymore. At least in the morning. I can do it tomorrow night. I could probably do it dead of night. No one will care at my section of Code Noir, but in your section, maybe a little.
Yeah, I mean, I do try to keep it under wraps because I don't want too many people knowing I'm exactly where I am at because of MDU. Or
Right.
MDS,
Okay.
excuse me. But
All right.
hi,
Well,
if your friend, and he says this half jokingly, if your friend can really swim, I got another entrance he can use.
He sinks like a rock. He just can't swim. It's a rare skill. I mean, I don't think I can swim very well either.
Just tell him he's a trash golem.
No, but he knows that this part is the most fun. If he'll go like, "Who's your friend?" and you go, "Oh, well, it's this guy," and then all of a sudden, like a monstrosity from a movie walks around the corner, then that makes it 100 times more effective.
You got me there.
Well, actually, no, because I can already see my character's response is like, "Cool, can I take him apart and study him?"
Well, you're not a normal street
know.
thug or a group of
Yeah,
punks
exactly,
who I
I
can
know.
literally throw out of the city from wherever I am.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I mean, sure, there's room for two here, and just
Okay, well, here. Okay, send me your address. I can't remember what it was.
no problem.
I'll make my way over there tonight, and I don't know. I'll sleep on the floor or the couch or something, and
I'll let Epic know you've got full guest access. He'll let you in.
I'll bring my friend over tomorrow in the
Alright.
dead of night. Don't ask questions about him. It'll be funnier the other way.
All right, and I'll also let the gangers know that you're a valid guest, so they won't
No,
bug you.
they don't mess with me anymore. I'm pretty
And-
sure I added more junk to the orbit around the planet, so I think they're fine.
It's part of the deal we have between us. So
Okay. Fine.
they're kind of my first layer of security.
All right.
alright.
Well, send it on over, and I'll walk.
Okay. Well, you've got some money now. You can always grab yourself a cab.
I'm not gonna waste my money on a cab when I can walk. My feet work.
All right. Your choice.
Thank you, though.
So do you walk or do you walk?
Now, when you say walk,
Yes, I'm talking about your walk.
oh, I'm not going to walk. I'm just going to walk
Okay.
because
All right,
I'll
so-
do the walk tomorrow.
All right. So you walk.
It'll take some time, but like I said,
Yeah.
he's not really getting tired.
Yeah. So it's gonna take some time, and in that time, we're gonna go back to Firebrand and Walter in the bowling alley. So you would have bowled a while. I assume you like get a bite to eat.
Yeah.
Maybe. What kind of locale would you go to? Somewhere fairly low
Well, I'm a
down.
high
Or,
class person, so I'd like find a nice fancy restaurant to get some dinner at and all that.
What,
I don't know what any of these are.
what kind of fancy restaurant?
Taco
I
Bell.
don't know. I'm not feeling too creative on that front.
They're all Taco Bell.
I was just thinking that. I
I
just couldn't
guess
remember
the
the name
fa-
of the movie to reference.
Demolition Man.
Ah, yes, the fancy Spanish restaurant over here.
Or if you're in
Ah.
Europe, it's all Pizza Hut.
But if you're in the right spot, you get Taco Bell Pizza Huts.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
Yes.
You can
They
change
exist.
dimensions to just vibrate dimensions until you get a mixture of both.
I can walk across dimensions, alternate realities, as it were.
It's Pizza Bell.
Well, I mean,
Pizza
there is
Bell.
Mexican pizza. That is a
Taco
thing.
Hut.
Taco Hut sounds like an actual place, though.
It does. That's the problem.
I come from the universe where Taco Bell only sells pizza.
The name's a bit weird, but keeps out
It
the
was
riff
due to a
raff.
copyright error. They just decided to switch menus.
Yeah, Taco Bell got bought out by Pizza Hut, and then Mexican food was outlawed.
It is outlawed.
The Great
So-
Taco Bell Pizza Hut Wars of '76. I'm sorry, of XX, which
Yes,
in this
of
case
XX.
in which case this is the past XX and not the future XX.
Of
Ever
course.
since we changed to alphanumerical years, it's gotten really confusing on us.
No, since we changed from regular numbers to half regular numbers, half Roman numerals. This the year 2010.
Entering a non-specific calendar was the best idea we ever made.
Although presidential elections have come very difficult.
No one really knows when the term is up.
He's been president for XX years.
Okay, so you're able to spin into this fairly fancy Spanish restaurant, and you are seated by a rather tired-looking waiter. It's obviously been a long night, and you guys are part of the later crowd.
No,
After
if
your
this
bowling game.
is higher tier, we'd be seated by the maitre d', not a waiter. Come on, Fwee.
I'm
Forced to
not
wear
used to
suits,
dining.
keep proper posture.
I'm not used to dining at
must eat your
respectable
tacos with a fork.
establishments.
You always act pompous at the first wine they give you.
Oh yes, of course. Now I'm not too familiar with Spanish food.
Neither
That's
am I.
okay. We're just there having a good time.
Yeah, you have a good time. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss as you eat?
I might actually. I might say, I'm thinking that at this point, maybe I should establish some kind of patrol. There's a lot of villages outside the city, and, well, honestly, maybe I should go check up on each one of them.
Do you have that kind of time?
Well, I suppose it depends on how long it takes to get to each one. I'd have to actually do a little bit of research, I think.
Well, I mean, how fast can you fly?
600 miles an hour? Hold up. Wait, no, we're using kilometers here.
I'm gonna pull out a
Damn it,
pocket
I gotta
calculator.
convert that again.
Gonna pull out a pocket calculator. All
I
right, so
just
if you
can't
can,
break habits. They changed it like 400 years ago, and now I just can't ever get it out of my head.
yeah, Ben pulls out an abacus.
But yeah, ultimately it comes down to basically being jet speed. I can cross each one of these tiles in either 3 actions or 30 seconds, depending on which way we're calculating.
Right, but I mean, if you can go 600 miles per hour, and I'm just taking that as what you said in character. If you can move 600 miles per hour and you're talking about outer villages and the distance between the outer wall and each village is such and such, is there enough time in the day to hit them all and run a business?
I imagine it might be something that would take an entire day to do, but I
Right.
could maybe do that once a week.
Is that going to be plausible? Can you fight crime that occurs any time in the day, let alone any time during the week?
Well, the current work I do is pretty flexible as it is. I just call people at my own leisure and see if I can get them to buy any of our stuff.
Do you actually work
So
at
that
your
could
own
be
company?
picked up and dropped at any time. I could even do it on the fly if I really wanted to.
Are you a figurehead? Do you actually work at your own company?
I do. I'm essentially just the marketeer of our co-op.
What does that mean?
I simply advertise. I bring in business. I find people who want to buy our stuff, and everyone else actually works on the product.
Who's the CEO of your company?
No one. We're doing a cooperative, so we all own the venture equally.
Sounds like communist propaganda to me.
Terrible communist propaganda. Listen to me. I got my red flag
Well,
here.
I
We'll rise
mean,
again.
that seems like nothing would get done. If nobody's in charge, that would make every decision basically game stopping.
Well, we have a small group of people, and we essentially agree on what we need to do.
Are
but
you
we
a-
each handle different aspects of the production anyway.
Right, but are you a publicly traded company?
Of course not.
So you don't even have the financial backing of a stock market.
Nope, not at all. Tried that once, and I got bought out.
So it's gonna be like, tried that once, thinks back to Great Depression.
I managed to keep the copyright, and that's just about it.
Oh, those horrible old years of 19XX.
Hey, 1900s are
Cutthroat
fine.
years those were.
The XX has only started in the 21st century.
Who can forget
Yeah,
the
back then
great
we were
stock
using
market crash
numbers.
of 19XX? No, 190X. We had to try it out for a year.
1930X.
1990X.
1999!
The year it all came down.
Yep.
I'm just saying that if you're only going to visit them for a week, or 1 day a week, then maybe you should put forth a show. You know, make sure that the criminal element that might exist there knows that area is under your protection. That way, when you show up every week, they'll know that you're still on the job. You know, kind of try and stop crime before it happens, rather than trying to fight crime every week.
Right, preventative measures. As long as they know authority is out there, it's more difficult to decide to fight the authority.
Right, but the fact that you only have the time to hit them up once a week, meaning that you won't actually have the ability to fight crime. So you'll just have to make a show like you are able to.
Make a perception check. Do.
Alright. Nothing happens. Continue.
Nothing happens.
Oh, did I miss something?
Just making a check, apparently.
I tried to make a sneaky.
Okay, I figured you must have whispered it to him because
Yeah.
I changed screens real quick to check the game. I was like, wait, did I miss a straight roll?
It's
Yeah,
all fine, though.
I whispered it. It's like, aha! I'm like, don't say anything.
Well, I mean, the roll's gonna come up.
Must
Yeah,
well.
it is.
either must
But
be
yeah, I just like
telepathy
to continue
or
talking as if nothing
divination.
changed.
Now
Yeah,
I'm in player mode. Must have been something mental or something divine. What could possibly be percepted?
But yeah, so I just kind of like keep talking and keep planning and kind of going, well, let's see. Well, it's not the first time I've ever had to organize well, I suppose I used to have a defensive force. If it's just me, I think I could still manage something.
Right,
But you are correct.
yeah. Well, I am a Amazon employee. Sorry, I forgot my own job title. I am a solutions architect.
You could deliver me in boxes all over the place.
Again, that's not all Amazon does. But no, I am a solutions architect. It is my job title to figure out answers to problems.
So really, I think the main problem for the outer villages is identifying where the various pirate groups are and how often they decide to attack.
Yeah, but they are made up of people, which means that they could do it at any time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're going to try and guess at probability, then that's just impossible.
Well, like you said, I probably need to make some kind of show of it, which ultimately means arriving someplace at the same time they do, on a guess, after possibly an hour of flight.
Well, how about this? What about that mech?
He scratches his head a little bit.
The giant walking machine with all the people.
I remember a giant thing, but it's all fuzzy.
Oh god, out of character. Am I talking to the one person who doesn't remember?
Well,
I don't think anyone else actually saw it.
he's the one who got dangerously close to it, and it did have an effect on him.
Well, no, because remember, Ben here got the helmet on his head. That's what I'm saying. And is that affecting him in such a way that he doesn't remember it, or because that's the way he's acting?
Let's just say he does have a reason for what he does.
Of course, we all do. You
But,
might
like,
think I'm an asshole, but I have a reason.
He's
My
not
idea
faking
might
it.
be like a medicine check or like an intuition check or something.
Yeah, I guess you can make an intuition check.
What, me?
Or, sorry, insight.
I'm about to say, there's no such skill. You can make this skill check that doesn't exist. Good luck, asshole.
There's the treatment skill for the
Yeah,
medicine.
there's treatment. There would also be expertise if you had a specific
I
one.
mean,
that
I
was
have a
relevant to
+4
it.
to insight, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
Insight is the most applicable. Okay. So as he's scratching his head, he did encounter this thing, but for some reason he does genuinely seem to not remember too much about it.
Giant, two-legged machine trailing, I don't know, dozens or hundreds of wired helmets behind it with people attached like zombies. It went missing. You were part of it.
Was I?
Yes.
I remember Hattori with me to see what the weird noise was.
Again with his name.
No, it was just me out there.
Right.
And then I just sort of went unconscious, and I was covered with mud later, and sometimes I don't ask questions about that part.
Right, at the edge of that zone that you guys couldn't enter.
Oh, right, the zone. Still don't quite know what's up with that.
I just noticed there's a part of the map called a nuclear throne. That's never stood out to me before.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to point that out. Nuclear throne. Not nuclear
Yep.
wasteland or nuclear fallout. Nuclear throne, as in...
It's where the Nuclear King sits.
Yeah,
Yes.
basically.
Dethrone him, go back in time, start again.
I don't know of any geological thing that's called a throne. That's the thing. Anyway.
Just a highly toxic national monument. It's just a
I
throne
think
made
since
of
that's
green.
inside the city, that's just where the nuclear plants are.
Sure.
Whereas
Why
the
would you call
glow
them a
is where
throne?
terrifying radiation is.
Well, come on. What sounds cooler? Nuclear power generation zone or nuclear throne? It's the rule of cool.
It's the nuclear industrial complex. We call it NEC. Go for the NEC. MPGZ, just totally unpronounceable. Bad acronym. Take it back.
Well, people call it the GZ.
So yeah, so a tiny bit of like our conversation over the night is like, how am I going to get to every village outside of the city, maybe within a single day, and then see how feasible that is.
Mm.
I could probably
Yeah.
like pull up my phone and a map and just like look at it. Like, how probable does this plan look?
Well, I'm just saying, if you take out the giant walking mech and you free a bunch of people, those people will then spread the word of your good deeds, and it'll have a palpable effect on the surrounding areas.
Is that what all those footprints were?
Yes.
What's a crowd of people doing with a mech? Are they pirates?
They were wearing the helmets, they were slaves to the machine. You've heard classical music before.
Lots of people like wearing helmets. Like, I
Name-
remember this one time, this group of forest bandits, actually. He'll, like, start stroking his chin, trying to remember old times.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Name these forest bandits that like wearing helmets, Griff. You've launched in it. No. I want Griff to say it. I want Griff to name one group of forest bandits that likes wearing helmets.
They called themselves the Red Dragons, not because they actually had a dragon, but because they fancied themselves to be occasionally in, like, odd rituals that they did. They had these leather helmets with long forward snouts on the top of it. Gave them kind of like an impression of it in the dark, and they would like put their torches underneath the masks and hold them up and try to scare people. It was hilarious, actually. I'm pretty sure nobody would be fooled by that today. It's like the same kind of trick, you know, you see a kid do on Halloween these days.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least you didn't go with the clan.
Oh gosh, no.
What?
No! Assuming
Anyway,
that's
They
not
really
in
like wearing their
America.
hats.
yeah,
So's the Pope.
yeah.
Or
So
They has
those
these
British
bandits
guys.
called the Catholic Church.
yeah. So Firebrand, make one more perception check before you wrap up your dinner.
Okay.
Doggy bag it.
19.
Okay. So as you're eating and discussing your past exploits and this strange mech that Walter keeps talking about, someone catches your eye who seems to be, I don't know, eyeing you up maybe. A young woman, maybe in about maybe like mid to late 20s, along with a somewhat older gentleman, have been eating somewhat like fairly near to you, and she's obviously been giving you some side eye throughout the night. You don't really know what she wants, but obviously her and this other guy have been watching you a little bit.
Huh, is this just like casual diner, I'm glancing over here and listening to your conversation side-eye? Or like more threatening side-eye?
More inquisitive side eye.
Okay.
Like she's not threatening, but she does seem to.
Fireball.
She's eyeballing.
Of course. So I'll go ahead and add a nice bottle of wine from this restaurant to my bill and have it delivered to their table.
Thank God that 2 levels of attractiveness finally worked on that 90-year-old woman.
Yeah. And also, this person does have 1 level of attractiveness, so she ain't too bad looking herself. But
I mean, me and Ben both have attractive too, so I guess
Yeah.
it's a real good-looking room.
yeah, it's a good looking room.
The rich
Yeah.
and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Must be this attractive to enter the restaurant.
Well, you'd think that, except the older gentleman that she's with is exceedingly ugly. It looked like he had some sort of industrial accident in the past, and he's missing like a chunk of his ear as well as a burn mark on the side of his face.
That guy at the end of RoboCop who got hit by the acid.
Not quite that bad. That's really bad. But as you deliver the wine over, she seems a little bit surprised, and then the waiter points over to you guys.
He's just like
And
over there at the other table, just like smiling. Ah.
she like inclines her head and like tips the bottle towards you, and she like mouths to your good health, and then pours it out for her and the other guy. The other guy just kind of scowls a little bit.
Alright. I raise my glass to her from like just across the room, and I think that's good enough for now.
Yeah. So your dinner wraps up, and by now it is fairly late, maybe like 10:30 at night.
Good enough time to probably head home, go to sleep, and all that. I'm sure Arsenal and Scrap are doing just fine.
I'm sure it's perfect over there.
Just cue to like a sudden screaming on their end. It's like, what is that?
Just
Yeah, I was
my
about to say cut to the warehouse where there's a sudden screaming and small explosion as the upgrade backfires on the first try.
Arsenal, you hear large thunking steps coming towards your door and scraping against the wall.
I just strapped trash cans to my feet.
Quick reminder: didn't Scrap threaten to kill me?
Scrap's starting to kill a lot of people.
Yeah, but generally we've gotten along well. I think I was trying to point him out when he was trying to escape the video cameras, and he threatened to kill me.
I mean, that's
I'm not
kinda
gonna deny
how
it.
do.
Well, I'm trying to remember it. That's what I'm asking.
Oh
I
yeah, I said
actually
I would throw a car at you or let gravity do the work. You said, well, what do you mean by that? And I said, I just drop it.
You just see Scrap like waking up with like a stuffed animal's head in his bed or something.
No, it just has.
Walter just leaves there.
I'm just like, the fuck is this?
No, I think it's more likely every time he wakes up from now on, he's got like dicks drawn on his face. Threaten me,
hold on.
you jackass.
This is a hostile action. Would would a pen have what would be the damage ranking on that, or does my impervious protection protect me from
A
it?
Sharpie.
Well,
Permanent marker.
Like, if he tried to jab you with the permanent marker, you would be but it wouldn't stop him from drawing all over you.
You wake up with a marker high
Take
every
the
morning.
bullet and slowly shove it in. Just don't shoot it at him. Just, manually get a nail.
Jesus Christ.
I increase the gravity of this bullet until it just slowly sinks through you.
Oh, God.
What does that mean? I drop it.
Anyway, you arrive at Arsenal's warehouse.
Just real quick, if I could travel alternate realities, I may have killed you guys in a few of them.
Maybe. You've also been almost killed in a few of them.
Yeah.
But, even Steven.
I mean, for all I know, I could be alternate me's for a few times. I'm just saying that maybe you guys threatened me a couple of times. Maybe I take it out on alternate versions of you.
This is his 30th iteration of talking to us. He's like, you know what? I'll be right back.
Yeah, you've seen Groundhog's Day. Every so often, I just drop a toaster in your tub or some shit. I'm tired of today. Boom. Nuclear throne goes away.
Okay, so you arrive at the warehouse at maybe 5:30 in the morning. So the sun's creeping over the horizon now, and most of the gangbangers leave you alone.
I've instructed Epic to that Scrap has full guest access, meaning he can get in, he can get into the outside door, he can get into the main area, but the lab, workshop, and power rooms are off limits. He has full external computer access. Basically, he can watch anything he wants, surf the web, whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But by that time, I've probably completely crashed.
Yeah. So.
But I'd get there. Knock, knock.
All right. Is there any? Are you just like passed out at your workbench?
Nah. He probably actually went to sleep after that. So, and like I said, Epic's got control. So basically, when he comes up to knock, the door would just unlock on its own.
All right. So you knock once. Before the second knock, the door does swing open.
Scrap just kind of looks up and around. Like, it's probably that weird robot thing. And he's going to go ahead and enter. And is it just give me a quick overview of this warehouse. Is it mostly just like empty Costco size?
The way I see it is the front part where you come in looks pretty much like a regular warehouse. But, there's some shelving units and that sort of stuff. It just looks like kind of abandoned-ish. And the back section where you would expect to see like instead of office and all that sort of stuff, has a real security door there. And then back into that is, think about I figured about a 1,500 square foot house kind of built into there. And you go into there and that room we've been in a couple of times, it's got the main computer screen, a couple places to sit and that sort of stuff. That's kind of the first area you go into, and then there's several doors off of that. One section would be where there's a couple of small, like efficiency apartment type bedrooms, and then over on the other side would be the lab, the workshop, the power room, some other stuff.
I have one question for you.
Mm-hmm.
The chair that's in front of the computer.
Yes.
Is it a spinny chair that has wheels on it?
Yes.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'll walk in, kind of like hands, not really in the pockets, but in the general area, just kind of like resting on the what are these things called? Thighs, I guess.
Yeah.
And weird humans and their bodily bits. All right, but he's gonna kind of see the chair and go, like a quick double take, like make sure no one's looking. And he's just gonna gun it for the chair, and he's just gonna roll it all around the entire place while doing spins. Because this is a luxury. People don't throw these out because they're amazing.
Oh man.
I
And
see.
honestly, he spends a lot of the morning just doing that, like just going like, okay, I wonder if I push off hard enough, can I get from this end all the way to the other end? Doing the running starts, see if you can't pull it off.
with your 10 strength, I'm afraid you'd probably almost go through one of the walls trying to do that.
As long as the chair's, I treat the chair with respect. Like
Okay.
I won't try and destroy the chair, but I'm definitely using the hell out of it. Honestly,
There's a couple new bangs in the walls.
Yeah.
small dents. He tried to stop.
Yeah. Couple of
There's
also-
now a few divots.
Yeah, most likely at one point, Epic probably would have piped up and made mention that there's a kitchen with some food in there if he wants it and such. Because I told Epic, he's got full guest rights, so.
Yeah.
Well,
Epic would
I'm
make sure he
taking the
does.
chair into the kitchen.
Just roll a chair into the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm rolling out a piece of toast in my mouth. It doesn't have anything on it. It's just toasted bread. I don't know what the hell jam is.
Or butter.
Not even butter.
Yeah, it's just toast. Just
Just as dry as shit toast.
but it's cool because it crunches.
Man, I love crunchy bread.
And not because it was
great.
stale.
So how long would Arsenal sleep for before getting up?
Considering the fact he stayed up that late and all that sort of stuff, and was kind of rough the year before. It'd probably be about 10 o'clock before he gets up.
All right. So what would you do for like 4.5 hours in this place?
First two, chair. I'm not kidding. It's amazing. It's the most fun he's had in a very long time that doesn't resort to beating people up. And it's great.
I mean, you threw yourself up into the air and let yourself get caught. That was pretty fun too, right?
Well, that's only because I knew that you would catch me. If you weren't there, I wouldn't have done it. Because I've only seen him throw like hunks of trash that far in the air, and I said, I wonder if this guy can fly. I'll be fine. And he didn't really think about it all the way through because he was just hype of the moment. But eventually, just like, he'll eat some toast or whatever you have in there. Like I don't know. He'll just kind of.
It's not fancy stuff. It's middle class kind of level thing. So yeah, there's some soy in there and some other stuff, but there's also some other good stuff in there too.
I'll have what I can,
Mhm.
and then it'll kind of set into him that he's been up the whole night and he's still not sleepy and he's kind of freaking out in the last half hour. And so when you wake up, it's just kind of this with him on the floor, just trying to go to sleep, but he really can't.
Jeez.
And so he's just thinking for the last half hour.
So I come out and just wearing some real casual stuff, trying to wake up. Epic, get the coffee going, extra dark,
Right away.
and almost trip over Scrap. It's like, oh.
It's like, oh, what the fuck? There's a kid on the floor.
whose kid is this? What is this?
Who left their kid here? Hey!
I'm
One
glad
left, baby.
I'm glad you
Ignore me.
glad you made it in, Scrap, but I said there was a bed for you. It's just like across the hall down there. Epic would have told you how to get there.
His face is still just kind of like face first into. I'm assuming it's concrete.
Actually, it's tile.
Okay, face first in the tile. You're kind of just like, can't sleep.
Okay. Did you raid the coffee? I mean, I know Epic makes a mean espresso, but
I've been up all night.
Can't
And I'm
sleep!
not tired.
you've been hitting the caffeine and such. I mean,
No, and he still has that still can of beer, and it's just kind of he's just kind of spinning it with his offhand. I just can't sleep. I don't know what to do, and so I got bored, and here I am.
Well, I mean, I told Epic you got guest rights. You could have been watching TV or surfing the net or something. You got 10,000 pirated channels.
I don't know what to watch.
You'll figure something out. I mean, like I said, there's any niche thing you can think of. There's probably at least 3 TV shows about it.
I'll think about it. Go have breakfast. You're almost out of bread.
That's fine. That's fine. I figured we'd have to do some shopping with another person here. Just wanted to help you out a little bit. Nothing too major.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm just gonna lay here for a while.
You want to go
You
lay
have
in
a
the
very
bed?
nice chair.
You want to go lay in the bed? You know, might be a little more comfortable than laying on the floor.
I don't know. I'll think about it.
All right.
I just still
Epic,
spit in the can.
Epic, spool up the results for test 713. I'll read it when I get done with getting some coffee.